Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Hamza, and in today's video we're gonna go over what is going on with the market. AMC is obviously looking pretty crazy, and there's a lot of things that are happening and no one really knows what is gonna happen tomorrow as far as the short squeeze. Now, one thing nobody's really talking about, or I haven't heard any other YouTubers talking about really, is the effect and the impact this is gonna have on Robinhood. So as all of you know this happened once before. And Robinhood, basically got in trouble because of what was going on. Now, the thing is that I think this short squeeze, it seems like because of the volume that was involved, which is more than the volume that took place in the last short squeeze, it's going to be very interesting to see what exactly is happening. Just because I think there is a huge chance that the stock price does go up. Okay, so before we get started really quickly, I just want to go over a few things and make sure that everything is working and that we are in fact live. So I'm just going to make sure that that is working. If you guys can hear me, by the way, just post that in the chat. I am over here and we are here to talk AMC, Robinhood, and everything else. And the things that concern me about tomorrow is that, well, although, yep, okay, so I do believe we are live, which is good. Okay. The things that do concern me are the volume, and the volume is something that we have to talk about because the volume is actually, I want to say, like 50 times more than it was in the last GameStop short squeeze. Now, before I talk about anything, I am going to share my screen with you like I do every single day. Low sound. Okay, so I am going to increase the sound to make it a little better. Let me know if this is better, guys. I don't know why, but for whatever reason my mic today is being a little low. Let me see if I can actually fix that in the settings over here. Okay, so if I go in settings and I click right here and I figure out how to work this mic, sound, keyboard, accessibility. Okay, so I think sound is what I need to click. Input, and it does seem like the mic is actually a little lower. So is this a little better, guys? Let me know if this is a little better and if you guys can hear me a little more clearly and things are looking good. Okay, so I hope that this is a little better, and if this is too much, let me know. I can always turn the sound a little lower, of course. Okay, so a few things that we do want to talk about. First of all, let me know what stocks you guys are invested in today, and I am going to show you guys the down and the up of my portfolio. For those of you guys, can you keep the video, bro, so I can watch later? Yes, of course you can watch later. Oh, we have some members in the club. Hello. Okay, so first of all, obviously, I always like to show my portfolio. We are super transparent on the channel. Let's go in the 1 week really quickly and see where it all began. So we were 1 week ago at $161,000. Now from 161, the number went up to, I want to say, like 165. Let's just say it was $165,000, which is, I think it was pretty good. And then from there, of course, everything went downhill. And the thing is that you guys need to understand that we did buy the dip. And I think each one of us bought the dip. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about everybody else who was in the same situation. So everybody went ahead and bought the dip somewhere over here. This was the dip that everybody bought. So it was at Feb 22nd, right in the beginning. That was where everybody bought the dip. And then what we didn't realize is that there was another dip. So Feb 23rd, we had another dip. And people like me went ahead and bought the second dip as well, right? But then we had a bigger dip, which is why we ended up losing a lot of money. And if you have options in your portfolio like I do, which you carry overnight like I do, your portfolio is going to get affected. So a lot of you who don't have options and are not in the options play, I actually recommend stay out of options if you don't know, or if you don't have the appetite or the risk appetite to hold options. Stay out of options because it is very volatile, and if you can't fathom that, then it is sometimes even tough to actually get sleep on that while you're losing that kind of money. So anyways, we are now back to 146. I think by the time we wake up tomorrow, just because of everything that is going on with GameStop and AMC, which we are going to cover in just a second, it's gonna be crazy. Okay, it's gonna be crazy. The volume's gonna be crazy. Even like for me personally, I am not invested in GameStop at the moment. I'm just gonna be watching this from the sidelines, but even I think watching this is gonna be extremely entertaining. How many of you guys are in GameStop? Just let me know how many of you guys are in GameStop. Oh guys, please like the video so that we can get this video to more people and more people can join in the live. So once you guys hit that like button, it actually goes out somehow with the YouTube algorithm, and we are able to reach more people, which is what we're looking to do, right? NVAX. Okay, NVAX may be a good play, but let's just quickly go over GameStop. GameStop started the day at what was it? $46. From $46 we had a peak today at $183, and then it settled at $160, which actually was the aftermarket. Now this is actually what I want to look at, and these are the charts that we are looking at right now. Okay, bought the dip, but the dip kept dipping. Exactly, Muhammad, that's exactly what happened. We bought the dip, but the dip kept dipping. And you know, it's just I guess this is a part of the deal, right? This is a part of what happens when you buy the dip. A lot of noobs gonna lose their money. Yes, I agree. A lot of noobs already lost a lot of money. I'm seeing a lot of memes. In fact, you know, there's a YouTuber who hasn't posted in like 4 or 5 days, and I actually follow that person quite closely. He's a small YouTuber just like me, and he posts really interesting content on Robinhood as well. He also has a Webull account, and I believe he also has another account as well. So yes, we did buy the dip, but the dip kept dipping. Now I want to show you guys a couple of things. Okay, so we did have excellent volume right until 3:45 p.m. That's my time, obviously Central. I'm based out of Houston, Texas. So 3:45 p.m. we had some really good volume. The candlesticks were looking really good, and then it really does look like we settled until aftermarket. Now when aftermarket closed, I really don't know what's going to happen, but this does look like a very strong short squeeze. And the reason I say that is the last time we had this short squeeze, the volume on Robinhood I believe was somewhere around 90,000, and the volume right now is at about 140,000 before closing. So it was just extreme amounts of volume moving into GameStop. I really think that GameStop is going to get short squeezed. What I do want to talk about, can you talk about eBang? Yes, I can. What I do want to talk about though is something that not a lot of people are talking about, which is what's going to happen to Robinhood, right? So we went through this a while ago, and Robinhood had liquidity issues. How many of you are trading on Robinhood, just out of curiosity? How many of you are using Robinhood as a platform, just like me? So for this mini portfolio, I do use Robinhood as my platform. eBang is looking good. I just want to make sure that we are in a good spot. So it actually, you know what, after taking a look at everything that is going on, it does seem like we did have volume. Okay, let me, is this the daily volume? Let me just take a look at the weekly, just so I can get an idea as to what the volume is looking like at eBank. So we did have a little more volume, like something better. Okay, here you go. Let's take a look at the volume here, just so I get an idea as to what this thing trades at. Okay. So eBank I think is a good long-term hold. I also do want to know that if this is, hold on, let me take a look at this as well. Let's go back to 1 year. Okay. So eBank is not a SPAC. It does say Class A ordinary shares, but this is not a SPAC. So they actually started at around $5. So they IPO'd at just $5, and they're currently, after the IPO, which was on June 30th, sitting at $7. So I do think they did take a very big hit. Anybody have SOS in here? I'm interested to know SOS. STPK is actually a part of my portfolio, guys. So STPK I do believe is going to do very well. Now, talking about STPK, and I think they're going to do very well. I do want, when are the options expiring? Could you just put again when your options are expiring? Did you say March 19th? I think you should be okay. Hold on, just let me take a look at it. Oh, you know what? I think I did sell STPK. Okay, let me take a look at it here. I think we did get out of STPK. Let me take a look at my trading history and see what that was looking like for STPK. Okay, so STPK we bought January 11th. We bought 10 shares, and then we did actually exit STPK, as you can see here, for $46. If you could tell me what your option contract price was for March 19th, how much out of the money are you? Expiring March 19th. Okay, let me know. Are you in the money? Are you out of the money? Okay, so that is STPK. How's Ford? Ford is actually, in my opinion, Ford has already had a run up. So what we're going to be looking at is not Ford but GM. Okay, I do like Ford. Nothing against Ford. I just think that Ford did have a really Ford ticker symbol is F. Yes. So I do believe that Ford had an amazing run up. I think their EV lineup is amazing. I just think that we did miss the run on Ford, which is why if anybody's interested in Ford, I would recommend you look at GM instead. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me take a look at what's going on with GM. We did have a dip just yesterday on GM, and you know what? We had an amazing, actually we had a really good run on GM just yesterday. Oh, 70 calls and 65. Okay. Is there still an entry point for SOS? Absolutely. I would not touch SOS personally right now, just because of the issues that the company is having. However, SOS is actually ideal for entry. I think SOS Riot, let me also take a look at Riot really quickly while we're at it. Let me take a look at Riot as well. Yeah, so Riot is also ripe for the picking, right? Because you had the max at $77, that was Feb 17th, and then this was 48. So from 48 we went up to 53. So SOS Riot, and I'm assuming every other blockchain stock is going to be doing well. So is there a strategy for your 70 calls for STPK? Okay, so you are a little out of the money on those calls. I don't think that there is a chance for them to get to that high. So you're not going to be able to okay, could you also just tell me when you bought those calls so I get an idea as to what your pricing was? So you have 70 calls, but I want to know what you paid for them. Like, where was the stock when you bought those calls, so we can like kind of figure out what the strategy is, because as of right now it looks like you're losing big time on your STPK calls. If you remember, you would have known that we exited that position, and you guys can become a member by just clicking the join or whatever button and become members and make my trade. So STPK, we did get in, we did get out. As you can see, it was like almost like a 1 month, over 1 month play for us, but we made about 100% on it and we were out. SNSS is actually a very good trade. I was going to add that into this portfolio, believe it or not, just a couple of days ago. I just want to look at the 1 month chart on SNS. Okay, so I was really looking at adding SNSS into this portfolio not too long ago, but it did have a run up prior to that, and then the market kind of spooked at 50. Oh man, you are way out of the money. You are going to be, those calls are going to expire. Probably what I would suggest is at this point you should let those calls expire. Hold on, I'm just gonna take a look. So the more we go down, the more recent my purchases are. So as you can see, I bought this company at $1.18. It did go down before that just because of the spook. I do think that there is some room to run with this stock. In fact, I think my target sell price when I purchased this stock was around I want to say double of what I bought it. So that's why I invested in them. There are some catalysts coming in for NSPR. I think the tech that they're working on in the medical space is really good. XONE. So I actually did also look at XONE as part of this portfolio. However, I chose not to invest in it, and I'm just gonna really quickly pull it up and see why that was. I'm trying to think why exactly I did not invest in X1. However, I will tell you this. I did hear a little bit of news around XONE just today that we were looking at because they are in some way like a direct competitor to our favorite stock here in my portfolio, which is NNDM. So NNDM, I am down for the day, well, down for the week actually, maybe even more, and that is like one of my favorite stocks in this portfolio. So that is NNDM. Now, for those of you guys who are not invested in oil and gas, I will tell you guys that, for example, our ExxonMobil calls that we alerted the members to buy not too long ago, let's see when, Feb 16th is when we bought the ExxonMobil calls. As you guys can see, we are up 47% on those. I am going to consider an exit on these calls and then maybe buy some newer calls or nearer calls, because I do think that ExxonMobil is going to have a run up in the next 2 months. So we are gonna buy more calls, but shorter time span. That's kind of the strategy on ExxonMobil moving forward. We were just testing it. So another thing that I want you guys to notice, that all of the calls that I have here are long-term calls. They all expire towards the end of the year. I highly doubt that any of these calls are not going to be profitable, which means all of these calls, in my opinion, are going to be very profitable. And I think we are going to make money on all of them. It's just, it's a timing thing. Sometimes you have to wait for the catalyst, and once the catalyst comes, these calls like go green the same day, and that is kind of when we exit all of the calls. So we try not to sell any of our options at a loss, and of course we also try for them not to expire worthless. We always try to sell them for whatever we can so that they don't expire worthless. 700 shares of NNDM, so you are better. What Nebi, what is your average on your NNDM stocks? Because I have 500 shares, you have 700, so you obviously have more than me. I'm just curious as to what your average is. Let me see what my average is really quickly, because we did average down on NNDM quite a bit. My average is 1287 on NNDM. So yeah, so this is what we are looking at. Oh, the other thing that you guys will notice is that I do have a little more buying power right now. And the reason I have buying power is I did sell a couple of options earlier today. In fact, if we go to my account and then to my history, and we look at my history over here, let me just see if we have. Okay, so I did have, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I did buy and sell contracts today, and I don't know if I ended up making money in any of them. Actually, yes, I did make money on the CCIVs, and I did make money on the Fisker today, and I think we also ended up making a little bit of money on Revolution Acceleration Market Buy. Okay, so we ended up making money on Fisker, we ended up making money on CCIV, but then we ended up losing $10 here, and then we ended up losing like $20 or $30, whatever it was, and then we ended up losing more money here. So I think net we're probably break even on the options that we were trading today. 1244 is a good price. I think GameStop tomorrow is going to have a run up. The volume today was incredible. The volume today was actually way more than the volume that happened the last short squeeze. So with the volume being so high towards the end of day today, I'm actually concerned about Robinhood. I hope they have enough liquidity to not block our trades tomorrow, because they could easily just do what they did the last time, and this time I think what would happen is it would really hurt their reputation, and I think this is something that they are looking at. And I don't think Vlad is the best Vlad, the CEO for Robinhood, is the best representative. I actually don't think he should be speaking on camera and defending Robinhood because he really doesn't do the best job. So it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with GameStop and Vlad specifically. I think at this point, if Vlad is unable to defend himself with GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, Nokia, wherever the Redditors take it, I think he should resign, and Robinhood definitely needs a new CEO. Okay, now with that being said, actually talking about Reddit, let's just go on Reddit and see together what is going on, and maybe we can figure out. Okay, let's see what it. Oh man, we already started with the memes. So let's quickly go on to, of course, our favorite subreddit or favorite Reddit, and it is going to be Wall Street Bets. And let's see what is going on, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of interesting things happening, and I'm sure there's going to be some crazy stuff going on. And of course, round two, and this is it. Where they're not going to the moon anymore, they are actually going to Pluto. So it's just gonna be something crazy. I think Wall Street Bets is gonna crush GameStop tomorrow, and it's just gonna be crazy. When he doubles down, I double down. There you go. And we have all these memes. Ah shit, here we go again. By the way, this is something that I saw that I thought was super interesting. Oh my god, I'm going to pass out, right? And and it was hilarious because this person has contracts that are expiring like literally next week. Well, actually this week, and then this happens, right? The value of the contract was nothing, and now the value of this contract is just insane. 4,000%, guys, right before the contract is gonna expire. You know what? I think Roaring Kitty, if not the CEO of Robinhood, should be the person that takes down Robinhood. And it's just gonna be interesting to see. Actually, now that we're talking about it, Roaring Kitty's response in Congress was actually pretty good. I thought he did an excellent job defending his position, and I just think Vlad was unable to do an equally good job, because I feel like he didn't have much of a defense, right? So CNBC, of course, GameStop up 37%. I'm not sure I can take it again, and this would be, I think, a good representation on Vlad, right? I'm really interested to see if Robinhood is gonna start sending out emails. By the way, if any of you use Robinhood and you guys are getting emails, please make sure to send me those emails. I would be super interested in seeing what type of communication Robinhood is gonna send us in order to limit the orders on GameStop, AMC, what else? Nokia, BlackBerry, because hello, Pocket Change. Hello, Addy. What's going on? We got members in the house. I'm giving you guys shout outs. You're right. Vlad is a sneaky cat of the hedges. I agree with you, man. The guy is a little shady at this point. I feel like he has a good product, and there are challenges, of course, just like everything else. But the fact that, Robinhood doesn't have enough liquidity is just a concern, because in cases like this, what ends up happening is most of the transactions end up happening on Robinhood, because that's where the Redditors are, right? So we've all identified that Robinhood is probably the #1 app for every Redditor, especially the ones on Wall Street Bet. So we do know that that this is something that they need to be concerned about, really. I don't think Thinkorswim is going to have the same challenges as Robinhood. Hey, but you know what? They're the one who gamified trading, made it so simple, made it easy for the younger people to get in and start trading. So I think they need to be prepared for issues that they're gonna have. So that's something that they should be ready for. Look at this, guys, diamond hands. It's funny because for those of you on the YouTube channel, you guys will have noticed that just yesterday I went and purchased a lot of AMC gift cards to give out this Friday, I believe, is when the live is happening, or Saturday, and I'm going to be giving out AMC gift cards to subscribers on the live. So that's happening either this Saturday or Friday. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna find out tomorrow when exactly that live is gonna be happening. I don't like the CEO of Citadel and Melvin either. They were full of lies in the Congress hearing. You know, I feel like they were literally full of lies. They were literally full of lies. Well, Pocket Change, I do agree with you. Webull does have a lot of Redditors as well, but I think the number one place for Redditors is still Robinhood by far. Like, I think if there's a, I think the Webull community, especially the Webull Redditor community, is much smaller than the Robinhood community. I do think that that grew since the last mishap with Robinhood, but I do think that the Robinhood community with the Redditors exceeds the Webull by far. This is the, so Melrays here says that Robinhood will limit it again, which I can understand that Robinhood may limit the orders again, and that's why you have to be careful. So if you guys are up, hold on, let me just click on this really quickly. I don't want the sound, I just want to see, guys, come on, I'm looking at this. We have 5 likes. We have 44 of you who are viewing, and we have 5 likes. Let's get those likes up. There's no reason to, here you go, I'm gonna click the like button as well. There's no reason to have just 5 likes, guys. Come on, let's get some more likes in the room. And then let's keep going and see what the Redditors have to say, because this is becoming more and more fun. Diamond Hands, let's go beyond, plus Ultra GME. I think at this point, to the moon is not enough. I think at this point we are going to going to Pluto basically, or something even further out. If there's anything further out than that we can get to, that's where we are going. So invested 21,000, up 181%. How crazy how crazy is that? And look what it says. It says y'all came back for me. So this is somebody who literally had diamond hands and was holding on, and now is just saying that you came back for me. That's amazing. This is you know what, I probably will save this image because with the tag that y'all came back for me. So that means they leave no one back behind, right? They came back. It's like they're the Avengers. Let's run it. More GME. Sold Apple and bought GME, so they must have known something's going on. Let's keep those diamond hands, boys. Look at this. This is Thanos, right? This is just super entertaining. This is Thanos. Okay. To everyone that held DFV. Yep, Jim Cramer. Look at that. This is hilarious. Okay, let's look at what this is. Full retard. Some of these memes, guys, are just like totally hilarious. And that is what this looks like. I love you, Wall Street Bets. Look at this. It's Lambo time tomorrow. Guys, someone is going to be buying a Lamborghini because of Wall Street Bets. That is indeed hilarious. We are like, it's going to be crazy. There's going to, I wonder, because there's obviously going to be a lot of people who are going to make a lot of money tomorrow. I wonder where all that money is going to go. Like, are we going to see like people going crazy and just going and buying every G-Wagon or every Lamborghini, or where do you guys think these guys are going to spend all this money that they're going to make? Because these were YOLO calls or YOLO options for most of these Redditors. I don't really think they care about the money as much as they care about what it represents, right? So for that reason, I'd be very interested to see where all of this money ends up, because I feel like it's going to go on stupid things. I feel like people who are going to make this much money in AMC and GameStop are just going to end up spending it in a very, very quickly and without thinking. Pay for my mortgage. Omar, do you have any GameStop? If you have some, let us know, man. We'd love to know how much you have invested in these companies. This is really interesting. I'm getting a lot of feedback on my Instagram right now. Hold on, let me just check this really quickly since I have this much feedback going on. Okay, so I have, okay, all right, interesting. Business, Tesla S Plaid. I think Shiraz got it right 100%. I think if I did it and this is what happened, it would probably be a Tesla Model S Plaid. Although Yeah, I think it would. Yeah, why not? You know, if you're making 100 or 200 grand out of these YOLO options or calls or or stock, I can see myself in a Tesla Plaid, Tesla S Plaid. I think that's a cool way to spend the money. And I feel like the Tesla Model S Plaid, that version will actually hold a lot of resale. In my case, I only like to buy cars that actually have good resale value. So that's something that I look for, and that's something that's important to me, guys. I am quickly going to just give you guys a screenshot of myself, and I want to check this. Guys, hit the like button. I know there's a lot of you in here that haven't hit the like button just yet. We are quickly going to go back and look at the portfolio and see what the portfolio is doing. So by the way, I think some of these options that I have here, because the market closed, I think some of these might actually be closer to in the green. SNDL, by the way, for anybody holding, thank you for bringing that up, Roger. SNDL is going to do amazing tomorrow. The volume on SNDL that I saw in the after hours and in the earlier day today was just phenomenal. Look at that last candlestick, guys. And then what you can see here, I don't know if you guys can see the candlestick after it. I don't think you can on this screen, but the candlestick after it is telling you that there is going to be an upward trend on SNDL tomorrow. So this is, oh, hold on. Maybe if I click the 1 day, it'll be a little better. Okay, so the 1 day is actually a little better. So, okay, you can't see it all the way, but SNDL is a good play for tomorrow. I think it's priced right. I think at the $1.64, it is still a buy. So SNDL, I think, will be good. Did you see what Elon said? He expects his cars to be fully autonomous. I'm hold more. Yep. So Elon did say, okay, so there's a couple of things we need to talk about if you want to talk Tesla. Elon, Tesla made a lot of money in the past, I don't know, few weeks because of their purchase into Bitcoin. The company's valuation went up by over $1 billion. Probably some are saying $1.5 billion. I think it was just over $1 billion. Either way, it's $1 billion in valuation that went up just because of their purchase into Bitcoin. Now, as Bitcoin recovers, so I want to talk about Tesla just for a second before I talk about their technology, because Tesla is a play into a lot of different things, right? And before we get into all of that, I just want to quickly cover Bitcoin. So Bitcoin passed $50,000 once again, right? So we broke $50,000. This was actually very recent. So if we just click here and we see Bitcoin was at $48,000 not too long ago, literally a couple hours ago, right? It did break 50 and then it dipped down and then it broke. I think 50 is going to be the new bottom for Bitcoin, which means that Tesla is guaranteed, because Tesla came in, remember guys, Tesla came in at way below 50,000, right? Which means it's guaranteed that Tesla already made $1 billion just by moving into Bitcoin. I do anticipate Bitcoin going up to $100,000 by the end of this year. So I do think that Bitcoin is going to double. Unfortunately, I don't have the risk appetite to get into Bitcoin or more Bitcoin. I would rather trade stocks and options, but I am especially in this mini portfolio, and I do own Bitcoin outside of Robinhood in different platforms. But for the sake of this portfolio, I do think that Bitcoin is going to double to $100,000. And once that happens, once Bitcoin doubles to $100,000, everything that happens to Bitcoin happens to Tesla. I also think that everything that will happen to Bitcoin will happen to SpaceX as well. So as a lot of you may know, that ARK Invest is coming up with a new ETF, and it's going to be a space ETF. I think the star of that ETF, what everybody's banking on right now, based on ARK's current portfolio, is space, SPCE, right? So Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic. That's what everybody's banking on right now. So Blue Origin is not a part of it. SpaceX is not a part of it. However, SPCE is a part of it. You have other companies like Holicity that are a part of it. You have this other new company that I bought into just yesterday that's also a part of it. You guys need to realize that with Tesla, there is more than the tech in the company. So as crypto progresses, as Bitcoin goes up in value, which it will, whether we have a dip before it goes up or not, Bitcoin will eventually go up to, hundreds of thousands of dollars. It may take a little longer than we think, but it's gonna go up. So we have a guaranteed, almost a guaranteed, not a guaranteed, okay, but almost a guaranteed valuation of Bitcoin that is gonna go up, which means an almost guaranteed valuation of Tesla going up, whether they actually did anything at this point or not, even with their radar technology. So that's one thing that we need to talk about, right? The effect of Bitcoin and the correlation of that with Tesla. Now let's talk about the technology. So Tesla is not relying on LiDAR or LiDAR, however you want to call it. And they instead believe that their camera-based radar technology is going to be far superior. Now, this was something that just a few weeks ago was considered obsolete, which means that LiDAR was going to be the future. Everybody was talking about it. Every YouTuber was investing in LiDAR companies. However, that hype has died down, which means I think Elon Musk's cars will be the first to go fully autonomous using camera-based technology, which is not LiDAR. So that's something that we need to keep our eyes and ears open to. Do you think why a lot of EV stocks were down today was because of Tesla? Tesla is the Bitcoin of EV, guys. So if Bitcoin goes down, everything goes down. It is the player in the EV market. Tesla is exactly like that. Currently, I think we have Tesla, and then we have NEO is like the Ethereum, right? So if we have Tesla, which is equivalent to Bitcoin, NEO is currently equivalent to Ethereum. However, we do have a new player, and we are going to be talking about that new player just now, since we are talking, because I do believe that this company is also at an entry point, and we are going to be looking at that entry point right now. So let's take a look at what is going on. CCIV is currently in the path of least resistance to be the second Tesla, in my opinion. In my personal opinion, I do think that CCIV is going to take the place of NEO. Once this SPAC is confirmed, once the merger is complete, I do believe that this is going to be the company that everybody needs to watch out for. And NEO is going to be a thing of the past. Now, so NEO is going to continue to go up. There is no doubt about that. It's just that because of the fact that CCIV is going to be, here, whereas NEO is not, I think that NEO is Lucid is Dogecoin. That's pretty funny. HCMC, how many of you guys are invested in HCMC? Hello Hamza, what call and puts would you recommend tomorrow? So I do post a list, pre-market for all the members, and if you guys are members to the channel, you will get access to that list. You actually get an email every time I post, so consider becoming members. We have 47 of you here. Come on guys, let's become members, and so that way you guys will know exactly which stocks I am buying, when I am buying them, and how much I am paying for them. Actually, you know what, let me show you guys what becoming a member actually means. Okay, so let me just show you guys, because I don't think, let me see if I can share this stuff with you. Okay, so my screen did freeze for a second. Let me see if I can well, no, my screen is completely frozen, which means I probably can't. Okay, hold on, let me see if I can make it work. Just give me a second. Let me see if I can get this screen to start working again. If I can, I'm gonna show you guys how exactly we play these stocks. Okay, all right, let me see if I can make this work. Okay, so let's go here just for a second. Okay, all right guys, I know you guys, okay, this was really zoomed in, so I'm just gonna disconnect the screen just for a second, and then I'm gonna reconnect it really quickly to see if I can. How much is it? The membership, man, the membership is like, I don't know, it's like, I don't know, a couple of dollars, I think. I don't think it's like a big deal at all. Like, it's not something that I'm gonna become a millionaire off of for sure. Okay, so we do have the screen and it is lit, and so I am gonna show you guys what the membership section looks like. Okay, really quickly, let's click here on my channel so you guys get an idea. as to what is going on. And then if we click on community, which is right here, and then we take this actually and we move it up a little bit, so just like that, and then we move this probably a little bit like that. I think that should work. Let me see if I can pull this up on the screen. Oh, okay, there you go. I could pull it up on the screen, which is great. Okay, so if you guys become members, this is what you get for becoming members, guys. So you guys will get alerts from me, and the alerts go, so you see how it says members only? Every time you want to know which stock I'm buying, how much I paid for it, and the time, it's going to tell you that. So like, for example, all this is members only content. Not everybody gets to see this. And I give you guys alert. You guys can see I bought BNGO, I bought NNDM. Of course, there's regular stuff as well for everybody to see, because we love building this community and it's been really good. But the members only area is for members only. Okay, so that is just to show you guys what the members only section is like. So if you guys really want to know calls, puts, everything, I do post all of that. Actually, you know what, calls and puts, I don't post it on because those are a little higher risk, but I do try to post as much as I can on the members only section. So what else can we look at? HCMC. Okay, so HCMC, how many of you guys are in HCMC? So HCMC, for those of you guys who don't know, currently have a huge lawsuit with Philip Morris. In fact, let's take a look at what the progress with HCMC stock is. HCMC stock, here you go. Ooh, damn, man, they took a hit. You know, looking at HCMC, guys, for those of you who have Thinkorswim, I think HCMC is actually a very good buy. I think I'm actually going to jump into HCMC right now because I am comfortable at this price jumping into HCMC. Now, HCMC, once again, is only available in the OTF markets, which means you will need Thinkorswim because it's a penny stock. And it's amazing. This thing is priced amazing. Is anybody looking at buying HCMC, or is anyone in HCMC right now? Because this is a really good buy. And let's look at the, oh my God, this is amazing. The stock is down from 0.47 within 5 days to 0.28. This is amazing, guys. You know what, actually, just talking about this, I did remember that there was some news of HCMC being acquired by Philip Morris. How many of you guys heard that? How many of you guys heard about HCMC being acquired by Philip Morris? I'd be interested in knowing. Okay, one more for you guys. Let's take a look at what this one more is. I haven't taken a look at the one more, but let's take a look at it again. What was it? TSNP. Let's take a look at TSNP. TSNP stock. Ooh my God, this is amazing, man. You are literally sending us gold, and this is also ripe for buy at 92 cents. It is also in the OTC markets, which means you will need Thinkorswim. I cannot trade this in Robinhood. However, I do have an account in Thinkorswim where I have access to OTC markets. So for those of you guys, by the way, for those of you guys who are interested in oh, look at that. We hit $147,000 while I was talking to you. Look at that. Oh, we're back to 146. Okay, so we were at 147. We went back to 146. What do you know? Anyways, we are close. We are creeping up. I hope we can hit $147,000 by the time we're done with this live. That would be pretty cool to make an extra $1,000 while I was talking to you. Gold. No, I'm not interested in gold. I am also not interested in anything in marijuana except for SNDL. I think SNDL is a good play. It does have its quirks, but you know, I think it is a good play. Where are you buying it? Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim have a platform. Thinkorswim. What is Thinkorswim? TD Ameritrade, right? Hold on, let me see what Thinkorswim is. Hold on, let me just open my app here and see what Thinkorswim is. Well, it says Thinkorswim. Yeah, I think it's TD Ameritrade has Thinkorswim. So I buy on Thinkorswim. BNGO, OBSV, really, oh, E-Trade. Okay, yeah, or E-Trade. Yeah, you can buy You can buy it on E-Trade as well. TSNP Gold. Gotcha. Let's take a look at that. How many of you guys are looking at SQQQ at all? NOK, I am going to talk about NOK. It's one of my favorites. It's starting to become one of my favorites here on the channel. I am definitely going to be talking about it. How many of you guys have SQQQ? I want you guys to see what happened to SQQQ over the past few days. Unfortunately, I do not own it, but I wish I did. Okay, so let's look at the 5-day. Actually, you know what? Yeah, so let's look at the 5-day on SQQQ. So SQQQ over here was $12. Let's look at the 1 month, in fact, okay, because the volatility did go up. So it bottomed out at around $11.96. Now, what we saw here at the peak was $13.63. Now, this is a good sign. So this jump from Tuesday, 13.63 to 13.29 is actually a good jump. It's positive. And I think that means that we basically hit bottom today, and we are on our way up. Can you talk about ZOM? ZOM used to be a part of my portfolio, Bhagwat, but I did sell it. But I can show you. Of course, I can show you ZOM, and of course, I may have a little bit of FOMO showing you guys my ZOM because I sold it at such a cheap price. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, actually, this is ZOM. Okay, so ZOM, I actually had multiple buy sells in, and if you guys were members, you guys would have gotten alerts. Okay, so we bought ZOM at $1.38 in this portfolio. We then bought ZOM at $2.24. Then we sold ZOM at $2.27. Then we bought some more at $2.47, and then we ended up selling and completely exiting ZOM at $2.83. I do want to add ZOM back into this portfolio. However, I just don't feel like we have enough to where it is justified for me to buy some more. So I am actually waiting for ZOM patiently to go down to where I think it will bottom, or it has bottomed. It may have bottomed already, who knows, but really, who knows. Okay, so OEG, I also do believe has bottomed out. Let me take a look at it though here. OEG was never a part of this portfolio. However, I was looking at it to be a part of this portfolio. Yes, it was never a part of this portfolio. I just have so many different accounts that I forget what's in what. Okay, so I do believe that OEG has in fact bottomed out. This is exactly, if you guys look at this trend over here, this is exactly what my personal portfolio looks like, the entire portfolio. So, well, you know, you have to zoom out a little bit, but you can see it almost identical. Which means I do believe that OEG has bottomed out. Now we do need to look at volume and a couple other things that we can look at tomorrow when the market opens to get a better idea. Fisker was a game changer. So Fisker, actually I made $250 on today when I bought and sold it. I bought some options on Fisker and then I sold them within like 5 minutes. Made a lot of money in a very, very short amount of time. Okay, let me just close this. And in fact, let me just put this quit. Yeah, so that's what Fisker was looking like. Where's the NAKD gang? You know, I missed out on NAKD as well. Unfortunately, NAKD is going to have an amazing day tomorrow. So for those of you guys who are in NAKD, hold on, buckle your seatbelts and get ready to enjoy the ride. The volume was amazing. The charts look amazing. Everything in NAKD at this point does look really good. So you guys are going to have a great time. I think tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun for the NAKD gang. So if you're part of the gang, congratulations. And this is going to the moon for sure. Mogo, I am not familiar with Mogo, Richard, but I can look at it. Is it OTC markets, or is it, can you trade it on, let me take a look. Okay, so Mogo I am not familiar with. I have never traded that company, nor is it a blank check company? No, it wouldn't be a blank check. It wouldn't be trading at below $10 if it was blank check. Okay, so let's take a look at this. It's IPO'd at 2019. Okay, so it seems like it's a fund of funds. I don't know Excel Fleet. Srihari Rajan, man, did you have to bring Excel Fleet up? Did you really have to bring Excel Fleet up? Excel Fleet, for those of you who know me and don't know me, is the bane of my portfolio. I've lost so much money on Excel Fleet. Here, let's just open it. I hate looking at Excel Fleet, especially in this portfolio, because, and the reason I'll tell you why is, look where I bought it, okay? So I have contracts that I'm losing 72% on. I am gonna I'm gonna sell those contracts, of course. But this is what I want to show you guys. So Jan 4th, okay? Jan 4th is when I went big on Excel Fleet, and I went ahead and bought all of these stocks, right? Let's just go back 3 months, okay? I'm gonna go back to the 3-month chart here and show you guys Jan 4th, okay? So this is where I bought Excel Fleet. No, I bought it 23, which means, okay. So this is where I bought Excel Fleet, right here. So December 29th, no, I bought it Jan 4th. Okay, so it's, well, I know that I bought it up here because my average is $23. So although this is saying December 31st and this is saying Jan 4th, I probably bought, oh, because it's a 3 month, so it's not gonna be able to give me the exact detail. But anyways, I bought it right here, and it was right up there at $23, which is my average, right? As you guys can see, I'm gonna highlight it so you guys can take a look at it. I'm currently losing 35% on my Excel Fleet, and that was simple reason that I lost 35% was I really believed that this company long term would do amazing, so I did not put a stop loss on it, and I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna ride this all the way up. And Excel Fleet, you know, it right before that, so right before I bought it, it was at $32, which is where it's at right now. You can only imagine what the price point is. Actually, you know what, at $15, I wouldn't mind scaling into Excel Fleet a little more, and maybe buying a little more Excel Fleet. I just need there to be news of a catalyst. And once there is a catalyst, I will be able to get in. Hold on, I just got a text. Who is this? I know who this is. So yeah, also, if you guys want, we can talk about pre-IPO. Well, it doesn't look like you guys want to talk about pre-IPO. We're talking ticker symbols. One more, RTP. Okay, let's look at RTP. Is it something that we traded? Is it a blank check? Okay, let's take a look at RTP. Yeah, it is a blank check. It's a SPAC. RTP is good for the buy, guys. RTP is limited downside, and potentially really good upside, and fairly recent IPO. So these are all things that we look for when we go ahead and purchase. Man, you are giving us gold, GY, for sure. BFLY. Let's take a look at BFLY. I feel like I should do these lives every day, man. I mean, we've got a lot of ticker symbols that we can look at. You know, there is another company. I did not invest, or I have not looked at Butterfly Network, but there is another company that I have looked at, very similar to this. In fact, it may still be part of my portfolio. Let me take a look at it. If I didn't exit my, and there's just so much red in the portfolio now, it's like almost painful. Let me just take a look at what Inspire MD does. Medical device company. No, they did the technology, yes. So it wasn't that. Let me see which company it was, because I had invested in a company that does something very similar to Butterfly. Okay, I can't find it here. Guys, what's the game plan for tomorrow? PHUN was a part of this portfolio of Addy. Okay, so I'm gonna actually look at PHUN because it was in fact a part of my portfolio not too long ago, and I want to see whether I made a good decision or bad decision. Okay, so here you go. I sold out of PHUN. I did alert all the members on the channel that I am selling out of PHUN right here on YouTube at $2.75, which means if I got back into it right now, I would be in basically at a significant discount. So I do actually believe in this company long term, meaning this is a part of my long-term portfolio. Okay, Arrow, by the way, is great GUI. I just watched a video from another YouTuber on Arrow, and I do believe that Arrow is massively undervalued. They're really good in the EV space, and the vehicles that they offer are and the idea, well, not vehicles, but the concepts that they offer are phenomenal. So for those of you guys who are wondering what I'm going to be looking at tomorrow, this is what I'm going to be looking at tomorrow. I'm going to give you guys the stuff I am personally going to be looking at tomorrow. Okay, I am going to be making some major moves tomorrow. So I did mention this in my YouTube video earlier today, but I'll talk about it a little more. I am going to be exiting most of my long-term contracts, so my options, as they mature. So as they become green, I don't care about the profit. I'm going to be moving out of them, and I am going to be I am going to start trading in and out of options on a daily basis. So I do want to close out all my contracts, all my options every single day, and I want to, instead of spreading my money in a lot of different calls and a lot of different options, what I'm going to look for is I'm going to look for technicals where I can get in to an option and then I can sell it within 5 to 10 minutes, make a profit, whether that profit is 1, 2, 3, 5 cents. But because of the volume and because of the money that we put into the option, we end up making a lot more money. So that's something that I am going to be looking at heavily. Okay, NEO before earnings, that's actually very good. Let me tell you guys, NEO before earnings, my opinion is that NEO is going to miss, or even if NEO delivers on their earnings, all the stocks and all the sentiment in the market right now is that once a company receives their earnings, it does actually drop. So after earnings, what I'm seeing is 100% of the stocks, whether they hit or miss their targets in the past 3 weeks, have declined, and this is a direct result of the sentiment in the market. I don't think it actually has merit. But that being said, you have to play the hype. So I do believe that a NEO is a buy right now, and you hold it right before earnings and you sell right before earnings, and that is where you're going to make the maximum bang for your buck. If you guys want to do a live tomorrow, I can definitely do a live at market open, and we can talk over what I'm looking at, and we can see if what you guys are looking at, and we can all make a decision together, and we can actually maybe even move in and out of stocks live on the channel. I don't know. I have never done a live before while trading, but I guess we could do that as well. Now, obviously, I don't look at technicals on Robinhood because Robinhood is a little limited on the information that it offers, and I can't share any other screens, the other monitors that I have here. But if you guys would like to do a live at market open just to get a feeling of what the market's looking like, what the volume is looking like, I would gladly do that for you guys for sure. So with that being said, thank you guys once again. The YouTube channel has been growing, and of course I have no one else but you guys to thank for that. The community is awesome. Once again, consider joining and becoming a member. You would be supporting this channel. It allows me to produce more content like this, right? And you will also get alerts. That's just an added benefit. That's not really the reason that I ask you guys to do that. Okay, so with that being said, I am going to talk to you guys tomorrow pre-market, and for all of you members, I am going to be posting my alerts and what stocks I am looking at pre-market, and hopefully if everything goes well and if the things are looking as good as they are right now, I do believe that we may possibly have our first green day that actually has some support in it. So that's going to be some good news. We are in need, I guess, at this point of a green day. We're done with red days, and based on everything that I'm looking at, I do truly believe that we did bottom out and we are in recovery mode, which means tomorrow is going to be a very important day. There's going to be a lot of money flowing back into the markets, and what that means is we have a lot of potential to make a lot of money. So tomorrow is actually probably, I would say, the most important trading day in the past 3 weeks. I think there's going to be really good opportunity, so stay focused, and we are going to get this right. We need to get this portfolio back to 175, and then beyond that to $180,000. Now there's some things we can't do, but there's a lot of things that we can, so we have to make sure that we are doing them. With that, good night guys, and I will see you guys